High five.
And he's
rolling, yeah.
Welcome to Howson and McKola Uncensored. We are back again for another week, but I regret to inform everybody.
Right, this video is called Howson and McKola Uncensored.
Last week.
Fucking...
called McKola and Howson Uncensored.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that for starters is wrong.
Buy it first.
Right, and we got censored last week.
We did.
Fucking joke.
Buggers. Absolute disgrace from everyone involved, especially that bald cunt there.
Yeah. Not Pep. He's not in our studio today. What? Tell me it fucking cut us uncensored. We'll fucking talk about that. I will.
That's what got us in trouble last time.
Yeah. Getting cancelled might be the thing this channel needs. Boosting views, boosting subs. What? Do you reckon? Cancellation for the nation?
I'd have some time to myself then.
What would you do with the time for yourself?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
But you're like, no, you say nothing and you go, oh, that's a negative. No. I mean, I would like actively do fuck all and enjoy it.
You know when we receive super chats on live streams, does that make us like OnlyFans type people?
I don't get my tits out when it happens. Often.
We have been called tits before.
This morning.
And cunts. A lot of them on OnlyFans. Talking about OnlyFans. That's what I'm talking about.
Was we?
I was trying to go saying to talking about fans. We're fans of Man United. Is that a good
It's
segue?
the worst segue I've ever heard. And I've been on videos with Jay.
Yeah, Jay's great though.
And they'd be like, anyway, let's talk about a VPN. We wasn't talking about VPNs. What are you on about?
Oh yeah, when he's got something to plug.
Yeah.
Wonder if they'll ever let us plug anything on here.
Not a prayer.
Come on, sponsor this show.
Yeah, what's
Howson and McKola
a good
Uncensored.
sponsorship for this show? Like, because Doritos will sponsor anything.
Doritos.
How do people get some of these brand deals?
Come on, we should be able to get one. Who
Sort of the lads at Ball Street last week had one with Snickers for Deadline Day Snickers. Because that's something
people
you
still
put
watch
together,
Ball
isn't
Street. Great lads, but I didn't know it was still going. Had they brought it back?
it? I think they just brought it back for Deadline Day.
They brought it back for the deal. For the Snickers deal. Well done, lads. If you can get them deals, scoop them in. Last week I got in trouble a lot for interrupting you. You do go on a bit though.
He says.
You do though.
You do, though, don't you know? Do you know what? This week I watched Harry Enfield's Scousers. And I don't know who did this one.
Calm down one.
Yeah, that one. There was a Telecottneys. Do you remember Telecottneys? Yeah, it's Matt Lucas. Fucking hell, who's
Is
the
Matt
rest
Lucas
of
the
them?
one with the little bread?
Yeah, it's him. Did you Phil Jupiter's?
He was the one that was on They Think It's All Over a lot. That was good, that was.
Mate, there was some bell.
Why is Question of Sport still going, but They Think It's All Over isn't?
What was the guy that
Yeah,
hosted
Ian
it called?
Wright, Jonathan Ross. Yeah,
The guy who hosted it,
Phil
what was he called?
Jupiter's.
What was he called?
Oh, I can see his face now.
Yeah. They Think It's All Over.
The
He was a host of
fella
it.
with the grey hair.
Didn't have great. Nick Hancock.
Hancock. That's a great surname. Great name.
You'd be like, go straight up to the naming office, because there is an office where you sort your name out, right?
Would you get your name changed by Depot? If your name was
Why is he
Phil
trying to interrupt us? Uncensored, Jay! Shut the fuck up!
Already half of this intro hasn't made it out.
Yeah,
Would you change?
This is still the intro. It's got a text.
Would you?
Apparently that's a Love Island thing. Didn't know that.
I knew that.
Didn't know that. I haven't watched 1 second of one episode of Love Island.
I watched a bit. I haven't watched any of this because my missus hasn't been watching this one, or not when I've been about. But the last one and the one with Josh Denzel, I watched bits of because
You
Trish
could,
was.
you could
so-
literally make names up as a little inside joke here.
And I watched bits of Josh Denzel because I know him, so I just wanted to see.
Ooh, friend.
I wouldn't say we've worked together a lot. I wouldn't call him an enemy. He's not an enemy.
Friend.
But is he my friend? I haven't got his phone number.
Not a friend, no.
He's not a friend. But we did do that thing that one time.
Okay.
Back to the football.
Do we have to?
Where's the Nigeria shirts today, man?
Oh, that was good,
I
wasn't it?
missed it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the new ones?
Yeah, mint.
We're getting them.
Yeah, high five.
Igalo's debut.
Yeah, so there was something I was going to talk about. Oh, yeah, that was it. So on my rummed up video, and I don't know if rummed
I loved
adjective.
your review that day.
But Yeah, I mean, look, what people want me to do? We just won 6-0. People was like, you're getting well carried away. It's only Tranmere. Like, for starters, mate, I decided 2 weeks ago I was getting that drunk that day.
Can I just ask, what was it? A drinking game with the goals, or was it just you getting pissed? Because I didn't get to see the build up to the review.
Most of the matches at United, I drive. So,
Same.
you know the school. 5 and drive. That was a joke.
Don't drink and drive.
No, I don't drink and drive. I am a responsible driver, which is why
I
generally don't drink when I'm driving.
Yeah.
So I always drive into work. I always drive in for the match, and then obviously we do a review and all that after the match. And for the Tranmere game, we was doing a watch along, and I was like, do you know what? We didn't even know we were playing actually until the Thursday, did we? But a couple of weeks before, I had a look at the train times and all that, and I was like, I can actually get home there for a decent hour because his train's still going by the time this match finishes. Here's what we'll do. Because do you know what, right? The lads at their studio that I work at, Studio 68, it's like working with a load of fucking alcoholics. It's great and shit because they're all going out all the time, and I was getting a bit of FOMO. I was like, I want to get drunk as well. So I said, fuck it.
That's what happens when you get old and you work around like people that just come out of uni and you just feel
on
washed
the
up.
smash.
Don't you? Remember when we went to Thingy? Where did we go? With Joe? And we were drinking. Like,
in Straya?
Yeah. It was like, I couldn't keep up with them every day.
You couldn't keep up with me?
Yeah.
Being fat is like having a drinking superpower. It's top.
It's because you need more alcohol to get drunk, right?
Possibly, yeah. Because when I was skinny Steve, this photos, it happened.
Does fat people have more blood?
Yeah, they have more veins. So they have more blood.
No, but surely we have the same amount of veins as you did when you were skinny.
Now you grow.
You add veins?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You do?
No.
Well, your skin needs fucking blood, dickhead. Otherwise you just die.
Surely, like, if I've got a vein that goes down here, if I get fat
Any
around
extra
it, that
mass-
vein's still going to be there.
No, it grows out to the extremities still. Anyway.
Stretchy veins.
So, yeah. The idea was we was going to get smashed. We did play a drinking game, and thankfully Andreas was playing in a bit of a deep line playmaker role because we said we'll go shot for shot with Andreas Pereira, possibly deadly. He only had 2 shots.
Well, you still got pissed.
I think that's a game that we might play again one day.
Right.
But yeah, we decided a couple of weeks out in advance we was going to get smashed watching the game, and I've got a selection of rum that a pirate would be proud of at the minute. Some fucking belters.
That rum bar was great that we went to, remember?
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
It was,
Sneaky Tony's?
Was it called Sneaky Tony's?
Remember we had to knock on?
Yeah,
in
it's
Chinatown.
got a little...
That was a great place. That it felt like we were going into a proper speakeasy, by the way.
And guess what? Nobody else in the place.
That one day when... Who was the rapper? I remember all of his staff were there. Remember that? There was a rapper in Australia.
Oh, no, you lot went out. I didn't.
Yeah, so it was me, Joe. Me and Joe ended up watching the Cricket World Cup final in an alleyway, eating food in Chinatown. It was great. But before that, there was a rapper there. I can't remember which rapper it was.
He was pretty big as well.
Yeah, he was massive. Was it Chance the Rapper? No, it weren't him.
It wasn't Drake. It was a bit down from him.
Yeah,
but it was huge.
But it was huge.
It was one I'd heard of.
Yeah. And his whole entourage was there, and Joel was trying to pull some of them. And he didn't get very lucky.
Should we text him?
Yeah, text him, say which was that rapper. Anyway, we are going to be talking about football today, guys.
No, we're not. I'm going to derail it.
It's the midwinter break in Feb. Joe.
Who was?
Joe. How's Will these days? He's still got my jeans.
I don't know, has it?
He has. Still got my jeans. Basically, me, Joe, and Will, we went out in Singapore. Really weird in Singapore. Like, when people that are non-Singaporean walk into the club, everyone walks away from them. So, me, Joe, and Will went on the dance floor in Singapore.
The whole dance
floor moved away from us. It's a bit racist, if you ask me.
I'll leave my phone here so I can see.
But I mean, yeah, Will borrowed my jeans. Proper. You're looking for the floods the way
You're
they
talking
were,
about these, and I think it's legit because I come up with this theory a while ago, actually.
Are we talking India?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going to?
Yeah. So I'd heard something a bit ago, and it was like there's some sort of commercial deal done, and I think a lot of the stuff that you saw with the Saudis, I think the same things happened, and they've just not announced it like India have. Which is that I reckon pre-season's probably going to be... I can't imagine that they're going to base pre-season training in India. I reckon they'll probably base it somewhere like Saudi Arabia. where there's probably some high-class facilities.
But
to
didn't
use.
we hear at the end of the tour last year it was
New
likely
York.
to be the East Coast of America, and then that seemingly has changed? Or we have seen that it could be a little tour there and then head out there.
If I was to guess, here's my guess. Probably base ourselves initially in like New York, because last year they did Australia, Singapore, China, and then they did a game in Norway and then a game in Cardiff.
So they slowly came back, didn't they?
Well, not really, but yeah. I mean, that's whatevs. This year, I reckon go to New York, probably base yourself somewhere on the East Coast, possibly play like New York, Philadelphia, Boston, or Chicago, or back at the big house again,
going
something
Philly.
like that. I reckon Miami for Beckham's new team, because if you're Adidas, you're all over that, aren't you? You're like, there's no way United are coming here and you're not having Beckham for a friendly. That's ridiculous. Of course that's happening. So I reckon a little bit on the East Coast of America there. Jib over for a quick game either in Riyadh or there's building like a new city for sporting events in Saudi Arabia, but it's technically outside of Saudi Arabia. Like Saudis need a visa to go there, and alcohol and gambling and all that's legal there.
Yeah, because the Saudi government sold their soul a long time ago to the Western world, didn't they? Well,
But that's the reason why like AJ
really
fought there and stuff like that. Like they're trying to bring sporting events there, so I could see them easily paying for United to come and play there.
Yeah.
And then Jib over, play a game in India, and then back to Carrington for.
So what we're going to see is more sports washing in 2020. Get in! But that's not
that's
India.
my
India
guess.
isn't sports
That's
washing.
my guess. Let's see how close I am.
I don't think India would be sports washing. Obviously not, because they're not helping any government or anything. But
Is it a Salt Lake Stadium? 80,000. Actually had 130,000 people watching a match there previously.
Where?
What? That's Salt Lake Stadium
Where?
in Calcutta.
Okay. Yeah, because football there is a big deal. But what I find mad is, it's like there's teams there that they don't support. They all support English teams, Spanish teams. So like the game in the country doesn't get to grow as quickly because...
Yeah, but like look at the teams like that Rene and Berber was playing for.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of corruption in
crowds.
India as well, and that's what doesn't help. And businesses getting involved with these teams and all that. I think the support and the fan base is there. If only like they put a real investment into it. Like imagine like the Indian Super League in cricket, Premier League, and then they had one in football. Like it'd be massive. But and I really think India could become one of those world superpowers. But
well, there's extreme wealth in India as well, isn't there? But also extreme poverty.
Yeah, I hate that.
Is that one of the dearest houses in the world is on a street in Mumbai, I think, and then like there's literally slums on the
Yeah, so
road.
I've been to India multiple times. The first time I went Mumbai, Gujarat, Agra, Goa. I went to 4 or 5 places, and I didn't enjoy my time in Mumbai because of the stark contrast of and the poverty on the street, and I think that shit just kind of hurt my soul a little bit. But it's a great place. India's amazing, and if United go there, I'm going there on all the India. We should do like some events if we go. Full-time Devils events. We should be doing Full-Time Devils events anyway. Fan events, match days. Watch the match somewhere. Do some fan cams after. Happy days. Raise some money for charity.
Drink loads of rum.
And drink loads of rum. Charity starts at home, but raise loads of money for charity.
And drink loads of rum.
Yeah. And then see where else we end up.
Rum's mint, you know.
I watched a game with some Indian fans once.
Did you?
In Goa. Man United Goa's supporters club. They gave us loads of presents when we were walking back for you. Like wristbands and T-shirts. Your T-shirt wouldn't have fit. But yeah, it's like I'd love to see football be bigger in India, and I'd love to see an Asian play in a Premier League, like a British Asian, like a looks like me one. We got Hamza Chowdhury a little bit. We got Jan in Swansea. Neil Everidge is Asian, but he's like Filipino, something like that.
Asia's a big place, mate.
Yeah, but British Asians, when you say British Asians, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking
Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi. Even like when you look at it, when I played football in school, we had Vietnamese people, Chinese people, like there was just a whole multicultural mashup of people, and like you don't really see that reflected in football. Do you? Which is a shame. You're alright though, you got that privilege, brother.
What privilege?
Can I borrow some? So, United going to India.
Possibly, yeah. That's my guess is that pre-season's going to look like that. And if it does, I hope I get to go. And it'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, we're going.
I'm hoping to go to Miami next month for Beckham's first game.
Yeah. I want Beckham on this table right now.
Trying to hook it up.
But we need to go to India.
Oh, yeah, it'd be class.
Have you ever been?
Not to India, no.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great time.
Been very close
Reds,
to there, but not quite there.
Wherever the game's going to be, India's a big place, man. So, I will. Right. Fans being potentially banned from all league rounds for chanting. Is that a bit too harsh?
What? What chanting what?
So, I don't think it's for chanting specifically. I think that's just the way it's been worded by Jay in the email. But there's been talk that the Premier League will be giving league-wide bans to people that are found guilty of being involved in situations like we saw with Edward Woodward. Do you think the club are going to start clamping down on singing songs like Bonfire?
That song's been sung for the entirety of me going to United.
And me.
About City, Liverpool.
But it was like what we used to sing about Malcolm, and then I tweet what I tweet when he dies, and then I get in trouble.
It all coincides with the club hiring a fucking PR guy, doesn't it? I'm fine with people protesting. If you just look at the facts, it was a fucking empty house. Now I wouldn't be happy with a load of people coming to my house, ballied up and stuff like that. But I have to question why there was a fucking Sun reporter there. Because if me and you were going to protesting...
Not just a reporter, mate.
A Sun reporter.
HT photographer.
Right.
Great pictures. You know the ones from the Rooney in Rio when it happened before to them? The pictures from them, you could tell they were taken by someone on their phone.
Correct. No, this was Sun exclusive. Here's our fucking cameraman out there.
There's a flare out. There's no glare in the camera. You know it's a mint camera.
So I'm just saying, I'm suspicious that... I mean, like, let's say we was on our way to go and fucking be dicks outside someone's house with a flare and that. Right, have you got the flares? Yeah. Are you rang the Sun? No, I'll do it now. Like... Do you know what I mean? That doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to do that on the fucking way to go and protest Ed Woodward.
And surely if you're on that stuff, you're not going to want a phone.
Right, and for starters, reporters. If you're in that frame of mind, if you're going there to do what's essentially criminal damage and also possibly be violent and threatening to someone, you don't want evidence of that fucking out there. So why call a fucking reporter? I'm just saying that come out at the same time as all the stories about him being a lovely guy and being dead positive.
Yeah, I hear you. And if it wasn't a setup, I do have my doubts. If it wasn't a setup, it clearly was just kids that found out the address and decided to go there. I don't think they if you're singing "He's Gonna Die Outside Someone's House," it's a lot worse than singing it inside Old Trafford.
It takes a little bit
of a sinister meaning, but. They were doing Snapchats of themselves. I don't know any gangsters that are going to be at the crime scene Snapchatting themselves. I really don't, bruv. And I don't know anyone that's going to be phoning the Sun either.
No. Those two things tells me that this isn't...
Something's dodgy.
Yeah. This isn't a serious threat. I mean, obviously, I can imagine if he was in the house, he'd probably shit your pants, wouldn't you, with... How many was there? There was about 8, wasn't there? I mean, the should have said 30. All right.
And then he was at the game the next day, and he wasn't at the Munich game. Hold on a minute, actually. That's something I want to talk to you about. How disrespectful, bruv. You see the picture of the Glazers' empty seats and all that? The disrespect.
I know why he did it. I don't agree with why he did it. I know why he did it because the protest was that day. And they probably thought everyone was going to walk, right? Because I actually thought everyone was going to walk. But he doesn't want to be in his seat or not in his seat at the 68th minute if everyone walked, because the cameras was just going to be on him. The cameras went to him anyway, and he weren't there. Do you know what I mean? So I can understand, even though he should have been there. You're the CEO of this football club. Munich is a fucking huge occasion in the history of this club, and in the future of this club, it always will be an occasion that gets fucking marked correctly. Every employee of this football club should be there, and. Okay, what is his job? It's not to watch football matches. But, you don't fucking pick and choose which games you go to. I see you travelling to London to watch games. You can come to the fucking home games.
I just feel like, look, I know Liverpool are in a good place at the moment, so it's easy to say. But I could never imagine any of their owners missing their Hillsborough Memorial at Anfield in April. Yet, you've got the owners of our club not there, and I think
was
that
he there
shows you.
yesterday outside the ground?
No, I mean the owners specifically.
No, but was he there yesterday outside the ground?
I don't know, but
I haven't seen pictures of him there.
I know the manager and Casey Stoney were, but I'm not sure about the rest.
Robbo was there as well.
But I just feel like, doesn't that show you where their thoughts lie? They're not connected to this club in any other way beyond a financial benefit. And that's, like, if you buy a business, if you buy something, you're going to want to be ingrained into that business. You're going to want to...
Yeah, even if it's a restaurant.
Like, know what's going on.
And there's nothing like sports teams, and not just football, your baseball teams, American football teams, your fucking field hockey team, right? Sports teams that have tens of thousands of fans that have been going hundreds of years, they're more than a business. Sapanera, kid. They're more than a business. And you can't treat them with the cold business eyes that you would stick under there. For any other bit, what the fuck are you doing? You can't treat a football club like a business because it's irrational. It is irrational. You
can, but I think you have to show that you care as well, because ultimately we are a business, and if you don't treat it like a business, you're going to go one way, and that's like Leeds.
No, you have to manage it like a business, but you can't treat every aspect of it with the cold light of day on a business, because people are connected to football teams. Some people are connected to football teams more than they are their own families.
That's why they rock up outside Edward's house. But it's
after they rang the Sun.
Yeah, I just found it.
Who's even got the Sun's number?
A little bit. Who even fucking buys the Sun? These scumbags.
Joe, like when my local petrol station, you go and buy what you buy, and usually like 44 Red Bull. You go in there and they're like, "Do you want a free copy of the Sun?" You're like, "No."
That's how they get their sales numbers up, isn't it?
Do you know what they did after that? We will deduct the price of the Sun from your shopping. What? You're going to take 20p off my shopping if I take one? No, leave it.
That's how they get their sales up, and like in airports, they give out for
circulation. Free. They call it circulation, not sales.
Most circulated paper, or most read.
Yeah,
is the way they'll get about it.
Well, people who read the Sun don't read, so.
I'll start reading that when they drop page 3. Bro, me as a kid with page 3 was mental, I just got to put that out there.
McKola reads the Sun, confirmed.
Put in a lot of work with page 3. Did Mac as a kid. Put in work. My nan, who's an immigrant from Ireland.
Was it page 3 go?
No. Oh. She used to buy the Sun, and she's an immigrant from Ireland. That newspaper is against everything you stand for.
Well, it's against anything any fucking human being stands for.
And she's like, I just find it mental. And she used to buy it for the star sign.
So, I do a bit of work with IMAF. IMAF's the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation. I'm technically classed as a consultant. I help them with social media and videos, right? But they had a deal where, it was a big deal for them, and it was a big deal to get national press coverage. But the Sun streamed all of the fights on the Sun website, and he was like, "George, do you want to do some presenting for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, what's the crack?" And they're like, "It's for the Sun." I went, "Absolutely not. I can't do it. So I can't do it. I was a football guy." And then she went, "Do you know what? Everyone obviously the fighters from Liverpool was just like, do not talk to me. I'm not talking to the Sun." But she also said, everybody from Northern Ireland would refuse to speak to him as well. They had to circulate it amongst all the fighters, like, we've got this link up, who fancies coming talking to him and stuff like that. Everyone from Northern Ireland refused, everyone from Liverpool refused, like I refused. And there's
a lot of Liverpool fans in Ireland as well.
Yeah, but Northern Ireland specifically, like the Troubles, the way they reported on that, I didn't know. So I'd researched it at the time. And it's exactly what you think.
I don't want to get into a political debate on this, but the Sun, whether it's Muslims, Irish, Windrush, black people, like whoever it is, it's a new target with the same shit. You know what I mean? So whether you're Irish, you will know how Muslims are being treated now, and you'll be able to relate to that, and like vice versa and all that. Like it's always the same, just a different target. And that's why when this shit kicks off, we should all stick together.
Oh, just
next is going to be you.
Go and buy the copy of the Sun. See who they're going after, and go, that's who I'm going to stick up for then. Because whatever the Sun does is wrong.
You always do the opposite.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, use the Sun as a guide of what not to do.
And yeah, why would you? Like, you know what? If anything breaks in the Sun, that's actually true. We're going to tell you on this channel anyway, so you don't need to buy it.
Do you see that utter wibble? I thought Neil Custis.
Prick.
Fucking tell you what.
Shall I tell you a story about him? So 7 a.m, middle of his diet with Louis Van Gaal, drinking bottles and bottles and bottles of red wine at 7 a.m. on a diet, talking about his dodgy knee. We're still waiting for Athletics' phone call, though, isn't he?
Yeah, one of Neil he's literally just pressing his nose against the glass of the Athletic, isn't he? But do you know what, Neil? They only hire good writers, so you fucked that one right up, haven't you? Anyway, he wrote something the other week about how Woodward has been let down by the Glazers and the managers. This was an article that he written. This is like 2 days after Neil Ashton started work full-time as United's PR guy, after he was a regular on Sunday Supplement. And you're like, why does it say Neil Custis has wrote this? You've basically just fucking copied and pasted it from the email Neil sent you, haven't you? It was so obvious and so bad. Like, luckily, I think it was that bad, everyone just saw through it.
I need Neil Ashton.
No, you don't.
Probably would have saved me from getting cancelled.
Doubt it.
Fair point.
The fact that United decided to hire a PR guy instead of
director,
just being good at your job,
or a manager.
Right, yeah. What's Liverpool's CEO called?
Michael Edwards.
No, that's their director of football.
See, we don't know.
What's their director of football? What's their CEO
Edwards.
called?
Oh, I don't know.
Bingo. What does it look like? He might have a fucking arm coming out of the centre of his chest for all I know.
Is it Peter Moore?
I don't even know. That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's
the fact that you know Edward Woodward, 2, you know what he looks like, 3, some people fucking know where he lives, right? All of those, the fact that
4
all
people
of them,
know what he sounds like.
Yeah, the fact that all of those are things that you've got quotes from the guy. 5, the fact that he's got a PR guy. That's where all of this is going wrong, and that's what everyone needs to focus
on the wrong
this
thing.
Is all fucked up, right? I tell you what, if you just did your job, no one would be outside your house. No one would be fucking chanting about you in the stadium. You wouldn't need to hire a PR. Do you see how this just re-ravels all perfectly?
And it's like,
if you just fucking do your job.
It shows you where the club's problem is, and it kind of...
Yeah, we want the appearance of success.
Yeah.
United are a dripped-up Instagram model. That's what we are.
Yeah,
we want to appear successful. Do you like my Lambo? That's least. Do you like my ass? That's not real. This is United, right? Yeah. We want the appearance of a success. United are a fucking Instagram model.
And that's why, when people say, but the protests won't work, walking out or going in late or whatever the decision is, that's why they will work, because that will hit at the ego of someone like Ed Woodward and the Glazers, who just think they can do what they want and it's going to continue. It would hit at, because they like to appear that everyone's happy.
I was part of flash mobbing in 2005. Do I need to throw an allegedly in this? It's like...
I wasn't. Just saying.
Mate, it was one of the funniest days of my life, right? There was some people, should we say, like we did the 2 Nike shops, one on
You've already said Square. I did and we...
Right.
Before saying people...
It's more the royal we, not him. We did, because he was still a Villa fan then. We did...
Allegedly.
So we did the St Anne's Square Nike shop, and we did the Nike shop, which is now where Foot Asylum is, at the back of the triangle. Just a big load of Love United 8 Glazer stickers, and just stuck them all over everything in the Nike shop. There was a funny bit, which is I've just got the full picture of it. It actually creased me over because it happened this close to me. There's a woman on the phone there's loads of people in the shop, and they're all she was on the phone to the police. Someone took the phone off her, put a Love United 8 Glazer sticker over the mouthpiece and give it back. It ended me. So we put stickers all over everything. People was putting them inside shoes and putting them on balls. Some people were robbing stuff. But no, they were. Let's not pretend they weren't. They were. We just put stickers all over everything, and then we went to the one in St Anne's Square. Did the same thing at the one in St Anne's Square, which had a 25-foot high wall of balls.
Oh shit!
And someone pulled it off, so these balls are just bouncing 10 feet in the air. People were just trying to kick them out of the thing. There was a Nike employee. Someone should sign her up, because she was like a fucking cat, my friend. Like David De Gea, just his highlights video, just ping, 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 just saving them. About 15 balls ended up in St Anne's Square. That may or may not have been played with afterwards. But I was on the flash mobbing. I was thinking about some of this. The flash mobbing, I didn't do the Ladbrokes one. I just did the Nike store one. But there was also some stuff happened with AIG, I think, didn't they? They got an office in town. I think that got... Something happened. I don't know what happened with that. But Ladbrokes, AIG, Nike, they all got some sort of flash mobbing and protest. This is 2005, 2006 sort of time, when that was the action that everyone was sort of doing in protest at the Glazers. And you go... Well, actually, none of them sponsors anymore. Did it work? Was that a key factor in those leaving?
Nike sponsored us for a long time after that, though, didn't they? Nike did.
Yeah.
They only moved on. Because when did we get Adidas after Fergie?
2013, 2014.
So they still sponsored us for a good 7, 8 years.
So that probably had nothing. And AIG went bump. Okay. So possibly only Ladbrokes maybe was one of those. All right. Well, that's my theory fucking debunked in about 13 seconds.
No, but it would have. And I think with social media, it could be a different layer to things. But I don't think anything will ever be as big as those protests.
The 2005 one, a new fucking football club got formed in the midst of the protests.
Yeah, that's one thing I couldn't do, support another football club. And that's why I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I'll always have my ticket.
Well, there's another thing as well. And people that are online fans that have got match-going fans and be like, just boycott. It's easy to say boycott when it's not you that has to do the boycott.
I rarely buy things in the ground like beers and that. I don't buy kits. I know I've got a backdrop with kits at home, but it's like, all them kits have been given for free. It's like
glazer shit.
I protest in my own way, but I'm still a big old hypocrite because I give them money to go in the ground. And that as well. Or just don't go. Well, it doesn't matter because I fucking paid in April. They fucking take my money for the whole season. And it's like I'm gonna renew again. I know I am, and that's bad because I'm also saying let's protest. But that's what I mean, like. Your football club has you by your balls. Unless someone comes up with the desire and money, which is big dough, to buy us, you can protest all you like. There has to be a buyer for them to sell. And we know where that leads us to, doesn't it? Oh, God. And people are like, oh, United have got 660 million fans worldwide. No, we don't. It's probably about 100 million at best. We're losing fans as well. Of course we are, but that 660 million pound fans study, that wasn't, and United use this all the time, and it's fucked up, flawed thinking. The study, people research this shit. The study asked, do you recognise this logo? Do you recognise Liverpool logo? Because you're going to call me a fan of them if I say yes. I'm going to ask you, are you a fan? Right, do you recognise the Liverpool logo? Yeah. Right, no. Are you a fan? No. Right. Hate the country. There's a fucking difference, isn't there? So Manchester City fans, Liverpool fans, Barcelona fans, Real Madrid fans, fucking Lakers fans are going to recognise United's logo. It was like, I know New York Yankees logo, but I don't know who plays for them. Bingo. Yeah, and I've never been to a game. So, like, that doesn't make you a fan. That's the flawed thinking behind that £660 million thing. If that's the case, then United don't even get a pound out of all of our fucking fans worldwide if we've got 660 million fans. And considering the size of the TV deal, that's a fucking joke. And considering that we put like over £1,000 in just in season tickets and match tickets, that's a fucking joke. That you're not getting a quid out of every fan. A quid. So, do you know what I mean? I don't think short and Curly's. Accrington Stanley get more than probably about a tenner a fan worldwide. Probably more. I don't know how you'd work it out, but either way, it's fucking nonsense to think like it'd be interesting to see. You know your membership number. Is that how many fans? Is that what number you were? I think it's like when I send invoices out, it starts at 10,000. I think. Right, yeah, 21, 405. I got a 6-digit number. Me, see, I'm a real one. I am. Mine was 4 something. He's got an 8-digit number. You've got a fucking. Mine was 4. No, I'm just saying. Like, is that? They give me a new one. Is that the number of how many fans there are? So will there be a number 1? Do you mean? Yeah, because mine's is 00001. Yeah, because nowadays the numbers are 7 and 8 digits. Mine's is 6 digits. My membership number. It might have just started at 1 though. What? My season ticket. No, but I've had a membership for. My season ticket's silver, but I've had a membership since I was 4 or 5. Mine should be gold. 97 was mine. 97. But the season tickets at the time, you didn't get them in your name, did you? No. My season ticket until 2011 was in the name of James Matthews. Come forward. I don't even know who he is. Yeah, I used to use tickets on the bus. Everything. And I don't know who he is. I used to use tickets on the bus. It was either applying with membership, get a ticket off the coach. There used to be that 25-year waiting list thing, didn't there? Or sometimes I'd just land to Manchester without a ticket and just pray for the best. But 25-year waiting list was a thing pre-Glazers. That was allegedly a thing. And it was probably real. Now. I don't think there is. I think there's a little. I reckon you ring up. I haven't got a membership. My cousin is on a list waiting. They'd be like, okay. I'm pretty sure he's told. Yeah, but is he going for a specific area of the ground? I reckon if you're a single ticket, I think he wants to sit by me. Just wanting a single ticket anywhere, they'll give you one on tier 3. I reckon you could get one.
It's certainly not 25 years like it used to be. Which where did they come at that figure? But it was because no one ever passed. Like they didn't pass them on. They was in whoever's name for fucking whatever.
Yeah.
There would be someone that's dead now who's got a season ticket in their name.
It's probably people who's dead in the loyalty pot. It's down to 500 or something in it. The loyalty pot.
Did you see what it said?
What? What are you saying, son?
Can't.
What are you saying, son?
Because then we're gonna get censored again. I had something in my mind that I wanted to say. Then see when I don't interrupt you, things just go out of my head. 'Cause that's how I am. Things pop up, I say them, pop back down again.
Don't do drugs, kids.
What did I say? Something? What were we just talking about? Membership
Blazers,
numbers,
memberships, season
and all that
tickets,
shit. Yeah.
coaches, jibbing in.
Do you remember applying for tickets back in the day?
I know my
Did you
dad
have a
used
match ticket book? Is that what you had?
No, for up until '97, it was a membership that we just applied for tickets and then was unsuccessful in the ballot. Probably 5 times a year, something like that. Where you used to have to collect the tickets from the programmes and also collect the ticket out of the centre of the ticket stub. We had to cut it out. You think how many years of tickets just got fucking binned because you had to cut them out and send them off to United?
Yeah,
and then they put a big blue marker pen, like a highlighter, over the ones that had already been fingered. And you used to have your big token sheet like that you had to send off.
That out of town Reds will know. Like I used to, with my membership, I'd get a booklet of loads of different pages, and you'd fill in the fixture, what ticket you want, how many tickets you wanted, where you wanted them, and your second choice, all that shit. You'd post it off, and then like about a week or two before the game, you'd see like a little like ticket-shaped envelope, and you'd know like, got the fucking ticket, let's go.
Yeah, I remember one of the first times realising we weren't going to a big game like City or Liverpool or something like that. And it was the letter like you've been unsuccessful in the ballot. And that's
see,
we
didn't. I don't. Well, my dad never used to show me them. So I remember my dad for Barcelona.
What was a guy called? Something Chubb, wasn't it?
Chubbed.
Yeah,
Chubb Club.
That's where the name comes from.
Remember the Chubb Club? Was that geezer with the?
Is that where it comes from?
Is it called Arthur Chubb, the guy that used to write the letters to you?
I used to be in the
That's
Mosque
what I mean,
Chubb
you've
Club
been
on
chubbed.
Facebook.
There's probably some sort of like adjective around Keller now.
Yeah. Was Chubb the guy that was in the?
I think it was
ticket
Chubb,
office?
the ticket office guy, who used to write you, because he used to write you a letter, didn't he? I mean, he might have wrote you a letter. I don't know how many he was writing at the time. But he'd write you a letter and saying, you've been
I never knew that's
unsuccessful
where it came from.
Yeah. And then '97, my dad got season tickets, and I had a season ticket with my dad till about 2001. And then I left to join the army, and at that time I got my own season ticket with mates. 'Cause you think you're too cool for school then, don't you? And you're like late teens, early 20s, don't want to sit with my dad. And then like 5 years ago or whatever it was, I was like, actually I like it.
See, my parents have been separated for a long time, like since I was like 7, 8. And whilst my dad's always been there and we've always had that relationship, he's never done one. Like I feel football is what's United is what's kept us closer, kept us having things to do. So like I'd never want to lose that. Obviously I go with my brother and more now, but it's great like going with your dad. Like it's because when they're gone, you're gonna miss that.
Well,
You
yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
spent probably my entire 20s.
Like it's true, innit? It's like you take that for granted now, like going to football with your old man, and like it's something that I want to pass
Like-
down to my kids. As
Like
well.
2008.
I'm gonna cry here.
Last time I went to dad was a nightmare. He just started laying the mattress Rashford.
Jay said last time he took his dad to a game, he started ripping Rashford, so he punched him.
Like that 2008 semi-final against Barcelona. I literally landed from.
Can I just say I had a story queued up, ready to go on that.
Oh, go on then.
My dad told me we never got tickets for that.
Oh, and he blagged
And
you.
then he was like, oh, we're going to go watch a screening at Manchester. We
Nice.
arrive in Manchester and he whips out the envelope I'm on about, and I'm like... It's
was
mental that
fucking
we
class.
and Jay and you and even like Andy Tate, Gaz, we've all spent so many days doing the same thing and just
Before we knew each other.
never even knew each other. Could have walked past each other.
Yeah.
Could have been having a pint next to each other. Could have even I remember City 4-3. Some bloke kissed me. Don't know who he is, but like I could have celebrated with you. Do you know what I mean? Like we could have grabbed each other, like had a
I was saying
celebration.
this to my
or-
wife the other day. Like, there's the lad that I used to sit next to, Stu, and he's got a lad at the minute who I think he might play for United. He's about 14 at the minute, and he's fucking outrageously good. He's scoring like 7-8 goals a game. He's probably on the bench actually next week. I hope he does, because he's a fucking proper red through and through. His dad's a fucking red, and I said, do you know what? I probably hugged you more than my wife, and I only know him because he had a season ticket next to me for 7 years, 8 years.
There's people that sit near you, you don't know their name, but you know him.
Yeah.
You see him and you're hugging him.
There was a guy with a Scouse accent that used to sit 2 seats behind me. Ian Brown used to sit behind me, 4 seats directly behind me. Ian Brown of Stone Roses fame.
Someone did a really weird video with him at a game.
Oh, everyone.
And just like,
I can't imagine what it's like for him now.
And he's like walking around
like in the 2000s before camera phones.
Camera.
In fact, I got a photograph of him and Jaden when Jaden's like 1.
Sick.
And I chatted to him and I'm like, fucking, like, see you all the time and that. And he's like, yeah, I used to have a season ticket over there, but I'm here now. And like, he just sits with his lads. And like, it was when we used to come out to This Is The One and that as well. And you're just thinking,
he must,
how much buzzing are you, mate?
He walked out Gary Neville, didn't he, for his testimonial?
Did he?
Who was that? Have I remember that incorrectly?
I would have been to 2 testimonials, mate.
He did.
You're not thinking of McKola?
No.
The only 2 testimonials I've been to was Paul Scholes' and one of Brian Robson's ones.
I went Solskjaer's when Fraser Campbell scored 1-0 against Sevilla. Yeah. I went... which one did you just say?
Brian Robson and Scholes'.
I never went to Robson's.
Cantona was there, wasn't he?
I went Scholes'.
It was the box office thing.
What was the game?
Was Scholes' against New York Cosmos?
Munich 40th anniversary.
Wasn't Scholes' New York Cosmos?
Yeah.
I went to that one. I went to Keno's against Celtic.
And he scored a Scholesy special. Everyone was happy.
Keno's against Celtic pissed me off, you know. Because that was the first time him and Fergie properly spoke after... And that... Let's not get started. Mason Greenwood's not got an agent. Apparently his dad's going to stay his agent. Well, he has got an agent, his dad. Apparently he's knocked back a lot of elite agents. What do you make of that? Seems like a Scholesy type move.
I know.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I know who helped sort his contract out.
So how does this work? Because I imagine his dad's had a day job, a normal job, and now all of a sudden he's them. So will they get...
They took advice.
They have someone that will give them advice and say...
I don't think I should say who they took advice off.
I don't want to say that, I just want to know how it would work.
They took advice off someone that everyone would go, yeah, fair one.
For someone that's going from just being a father and a son to now, I am your agent. Yeah. I have to know what clauses to look out for. You know what I mean?
No, they hired a really good sports lawyer. Just a sports lawyer, not an agent. Just someone to literally look over all that sort of shit. And they took advice off someone that you'd go, I'm not going to say who, but someone that you'd go, yeah, fair play. And they knew what to ask for, you know, in terms of length of contract.
Just guessing, I'm going to say Giggsy or Scholesy or someone like that. The reason I say that is because when I spoke to Giggs last time, he said he'd spoken to people about their contracts and stuff.
Another thing about Joe, Scholesy has no agent. I know his agent. He had an agent.
Giggs' agent was that really old fella with the mad eccentric hair, wasn't it? He had like really great sideburns and stuff.
Do you know what I was talking about? Do not say this name. When I came in, that whole bullshit, right? Yeah. That guy...
when you say that guy, do you mean the player or the...
That player...
Yeah.
Agent was Scholes' agent.
Oh.
You know, and when you're thinking about, like, is he a good agent or is he a bad agent? Well, the fact that no one even knew he was an agent... I like him as an agent because he's the kind of guy that just wants happy players that are doing whatever. Like, he's not going to be... You know, and Marcus Rashford represented by his family. And I think those two are the primo examples of what an agent, as fans, should be. Now, as a player, I can understand why you want Raiola. He's going to get you what you want. But as a fan's perspective, because not all agents are the same. Like, Rashford's family, they're not taking him out of United. Is he happy here? Cool.
That's the thing, like, I just want... And the way you look at it is representation. One, they know you, so they know what you want. If you're not looking on leaving... All they need to do is negotiate. Now, I do feel you need a good agent with United because in the past, they've messed about homegrown players over contracts. We've seen it with Wes Brown. We've seen it with others. So I do think you need a little bit of that, but you're right, you don't. And also, you're just giving a fatter commission to someone.
Yeah.
With his dad, it's probably like, yeah, or, you know, your brothers or whoever.
Your brothers,
you're staying with your family.
Yeah.
That wealth is staying within your family. And I think it's good for you to look after each other and to help, like...
Who's, like, from Rashford's example, who's got Marcus's interests more than his own family? Nobody. And like you said, he's not looking to move. So he doesn't need an agent that specialises in moves. He needs an agent that, you know, does know the game and has been getting ready for this for a long time. And they do represent other players as well, but Rashford is their marquee guy. So they do know football, they do know the game, and they know his worth. So when they go in, they ask for what they think he's worth. And they got what they think he's worth. Other clubs offered more.
You just have to do a lot of market research as well, don't you? And find out what he's being paid and what he's being paid and what he's being paid.
And the guy we was talking about before, that used to represent Scholes. The fact that everyone goes, Scholes didn't have an agent. No, he did. But his agent did what the fuck Scholes told him to, which was, guess what? Just ask for a renewal. Sound. No, so I mean, the bad one is that quote, where he's like, oh, he didn't even have an agent. I think that was in like 98. So maybe he didn't have them.
Remember when Giggs was linked with Inter and that? I remember when Giggs, I used to get angry because people wanted Giggs out of United. Do you remember that? He was linked with Inter, Roma. Was it around 03, 04, Jay?
AC Milan. It was always Italy when Serie A was good still.
Giggs. When he missed that open goal against Arsenal? Was that the day Beckham got the boot in here?
2003. That was 2003.
Because everyone wanted him out around then as well, didn't they? Giggsy.
It was in 2005 Cup Final. He came on the last minute. In the FA Cup Final. Everyone thought he was done. Remember?
Nani came on for him. I think it was against Birmingham City in 07, right? And I remember
was that
very clearly saying Ryan Giggs plays his last game for United today. Because he was shit.
Was that one?
And Nani came on. Can't remember the score.
I was sat in the Birmingham end.
Oh, that must be hard as a Villa fan.
Ronaldo scored. At Villa, I never used to have to sit in the Villa end because I knew someone who worked in the Villa ticket office that would give us tickets in the away end, like all the time. Taking
tickets off hard earning Reds.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, you sleep at night.
And like even like semi-finals, I'd have ticket. Like, it was great. Watford semi-final was mint. I sat next to some bloke from Hollyoaks in that.
Okay.
That's weird.
Have you seen this bullshit about Lionel Messi?
Yeah. Bullshit? It's happening, mate. I've got a United shirt with Messi number 10 on the back already.
He's not getting Rashford's shirt, is he?
Oh, true. Sorry. I got Messi number 11. He's going City. He could go. It wouldn't surprise me if he went City.
Now, he has come out on record, and I know things change, but he has come out on record and said, Barcelona's the only team I'll play for in Europe. I do want to play for Newell's when I go back. Here's Newell's, isn't it, that he came from?
This feels like it's a power play at Barcelona. You got Eric Abidal, who's causing issues in his position. You got Lionel Messi, who's not happy with what's going on.
Sergio Ramos.
And he's going to get a fat contract.
A fat contract? I mean, he's getting a fatter contract.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's on about 1.3 mil a week.
Lend me a $5, please, Messi. Sponsor the channel, please, Messi. Anything else?
Isn't it mad that no one kicks off about that? I mean, it isn't, because clearly he's worth it. You'd rather be paying 1.3 mil to Messi than... I mean, how much are we paying to players who don't play for us at the minute? It's probably over that.
Yeah.
For what we pay Pogba, Sanchez and De Gea, you could get Messi in terms of wages. He's not going to accept. But just on a monetary value, you could. If you were to let them all go and just play Sergio Romero, Dylan Levitt and Messi, are we better?
Rojo and Messi.
And Rojo might come back.
Yeah, let's do it.
And Sergio Romero in net. Romero to Messi, assist, all day.
All day. Right, before my car gets clamped and towed and done all sorts too. Or I had to pay a ticket. And I forgot to pay my last congestion charge, so I had to pay 80 quid for that yesterday. I fucking hate driving. Right. Steve, thank you for joining us on this week's Uncensored. Sorry, did we speak about football much? I don't think we really did, but next week we'll be back anyway. So get your questions in.
Join us next week on Remember When We Were Meant.
Yeah.
Uncensored. But censored.
Well, we can't help when you say cut that out. They say cut that out. Fucking get the whole place shut down. Keep it locked. See you later.